Your predecessor was quite nervous, I think it's fair to say, about Opus Dei. Do you recall that anxiety about them about 20 years ago?
Yes, I do. I mean, it didn't concern me personally, but I remember Cardinal Hume being concerned. I think it was probably because maybe some parents or other had been to see him, and so he issued certain regulations. I think they have been kind of superseded now by the constitution of Opus Dei itself, and so as far as I'm concerned, I'm very content with that this is Opus Dei is approved by the Church as a personal prelature, and for my part, I've always had very good dealings with it.
Is there something about the general message of their founder, about the sanctification of work and the ordinariness, if you like, of life, which is nevertheless holy?
I think that's the message of Opus Dei, that the ordinary things of life, of work, there's a touch of St. Teresa in a way. It's the little way. It's not doing things extraordinary, but doing the ordinary things in the working life very well for your own sanctification and to sanctify your surroundings. So it's the apostolate of lay people in a very particular way, and I much approve of that.
The decision to allow Opus Dei to operate in the parish in North London, what was the background to that decision?
London's an extraordinary place, and with many different communities, and I knew that Opus Dei did particularly good work in different ways in London, but I thought it would be nice to have a perhaps more direct link with the diocese by offering them a parish. And so I discussed it with my council and with the council of priests, and they were all very approving of this. In other words, that Opus Dei in this diocese had a reputation for their good work, their openness to the diocese and cooperation with us. So the thought of offering them a parish was very acceptable.
And when you're making those kind of decisions, I mean, how do you weigh up which parish? Because, I mean, you have so many churches that they could have operated out of.
Well, I mean, the parish we offered them was a parish very near one of their houses, and I thought that might have an advantage for them. It also was a parish of great variety of people, and not a huge parish, but quite a big parish, quite an important parish. But in my eyes, all parishes are important. So that just happened to come up and be, in my eyes, the most suitable for the variety of people who were there, in more or less in the middle of not the middle of the city, but very central, and I thought would be acceptable to us and acceptable to them.
Does it surprise you that there are some members of the laity who are quite a lot irate that perhaps they might have been consulted about the fact that Opus Dei were coming into the parish, and that they suddenly turned up at Mass one Sunday and said, well, actually, it's all change?
Well, I have to say, I mean, I don't think, I can't remember now, but I don't think I've had any letter of complaint about Opus Dei taking over the parish, and I understand from people there and from the former parish priest there that the news that the Opus Dei priest was going to come was accepted quite willingly, and certainly when the priest came and spoke to the people and said that he was going to continue the normal parish work, I think they were not just very accepting, but quite glad.
I'm just thinking of their reputation. It's just that I know that you can't consult everybody every time you change a priest, otherwise you'd never get anything done. But it's just that, you know...
You thought it would be good to have consulted the parish, would you like an Opus Dei priest sort of thing?
Yes.
Yes. And you know, I thought, if you're going to... If the bishop, after some council, thought that this was a good idea, and this was the particular priest who was going to be the parish priest, I thought it would be better just as a fait accompli, really. I didn't think consulting the parish would be very helpful. Because they wouldn't know Opus Dei all that much, even though the student house is up the road. I was hoping they would trust my judgment, and I think
They might have all read the Da Vinci Code and come to the
well,
wrong conclusions.
that's
you know?
true. And I also think that over the years, that Opus Dei, as a particular movement in the church, has become much more. I was going to say much more open. What I really mean is they are more part of the general life of the church, and
More mainstream.
I would have thought so. Yes, and that just as many orders develop in young orders, and it's comparatively young, and I think the Opus Dei has developed over these past 20, 30 years.
Yeah. We did speak to the outgoing parish priest who wasn't entirely happy with the way things were conducted, and he described the process of handover as amateurish. I think he just felt a little bit that the thing was maybe sprung on him. But perhaps you think that's what has to happen when you're moving priests around.
Well, I think that we were aware there was a delicacy about this particular appointment because of that Opus Dei were well known and people would react, and therefore the parish priest could have been told 6 months before, 3 months before when we'd first, but we didn't do so because it wouldn't be fair on him, we thought, and also. Firstly, I don't think it was done in an amateurish way. I think it was done, yes, quite quickly, but also quite well.
Mm-hmm. And looking to the future, if this goes well and the movement, the work, as they call themselves, are integrated fully into that parish and is a success, there's no reason why possibly a second or a third parish in the fullness of time might be...
Put it this way, I have no plans at all to offer them another parish, but I don't exclude it. But this was... a move that I thought, with all the circumstances of this time and the particular parish, that it would be good to offer one to Opus Dei. Now, whether there's another one in the future, I really don't know. Probably, certainly not in my time, I wouldn't have thought. But whatever my successor does, will depend obviously on him.
And I suppose the good thing is if they have a reputation for secrecy, asking them to engage in a parish is a very good way of putting eyes on them and saying, well, let's see how you acquit yourself.
Well, I think that as I've said, that I think Opus Dei as a movement are more as it were, more open to in a sense of being part of the local church. And one of my reasons for offering them a parish was I thought this would enable Opus Dei, which does good work, to be more part of the local church. And that, I think, is being achieved.